The folding table wobbled on the uneven grass. Maren Calloway crouched, folded a bottle cap in half, wedged it beneath the short leg, and pressed one palm against the tabletop. Stable. Behind her, her daughter screamed. Maren was standing before the sound had finished. Hands empty. Weight forward. Eyes searching. Wren was 20 yards away beside the splash pad, doubled over laughing while her cousin chased her with a water balloon. No blood. No danger. Just a 9-year-old girl having a birthday. Maren slowly let the breath leave her lungs. Mom. Wren waved. I'm 9. You've mentioned it. 9 is basically 10. You've mentioned that too. Wren grinned and ran away again. Only then did Maren notice Ellis watching from beside the cake cooler. Her ex-husband had seen everything. The instant turn. The hands ready before her mind caught up. The eyes going first to Wren, then the crowd, then the nearest way out. He didn't mention it. 2 years divorced had finally taught him when silence was kindness. Instead, he held up a carpenter's level. You know normal people use these. I fixed it. With garbage. Repurposed aluminum. Of course. Maren almost smiled. Around them, Lakeside Park carried on as if nothing had happened. Children ran barefoot across wet grass. Charcoal smoke moved between picnic shelters. 2 Bluetooth speakers fought over the same patch of air. Someone's toddler was crying because another toddler possessed a superior red shovel. Ordinary Saturday. Exactly what Maren wanted. Exactly what she had spent 6 years learning how to have. To everybody else beneath Pavilion 3, she was just Wren's mother. 40 years old. Divorced. Owned a small landscaping company. Quiet. Competent. A little intense about parking where she could pull straight out. Nobody here needed to know anything before that. Maren preferred it that way. Then the black dually jumped the curb. It rolled into the north lot too fast. Not dangerously fast. Just fast enough that everybody noticed. Diesel rumble. Oversized tires. Chrome grille. Maren's eyes moved automatically. Driver. Passenger. Truck bed. Hands. Distance to Wren. She hated that her mind still did this faster than thought. The truck stopped beside their pavilion. That's subtle, Ellis said. 2 men climbed out. The older one came from the driver's side. Large. Maybe 38 or 40. Not ranch large. Gym large. Everything proportioned deliberately. Shoulders trained. Arms trained. Black t-shirt carrying the white logo, Ironclad Combat Club. The younger man got out on the other side. Maybe 27. Same eyes. Same jaw. Brothers. The older man opened the truck bed. Grab that. They hauled out a large cooler. 6 empty picnic tables stood under the trees 50 feet away. The brothers ignored them. They carried the cooler beneath Pavilion 3. Right beside the white sign, reserved, Calloway, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The older brother dropped the cooler. Hey, Ellis said. The man looked up. We've got this pavilion reserved. We're not taking your pavilion. He unfolded a chair. Ellis looked at the roof over both their heads. You're literally under it. Edge of it. Maren saw Ellis breathe in. She stepped beside him. There are empty tables right there. The man's gaze followed hers. Then you've got options. It was a small thing. Almost nothing. Maren had been trained by life to recognize that most terrible days began with things that looked like almost nothing. Still, loud wasn't dangerous. Rude wasn't dangerous. A large man being an asshole wasn't a tactical problem. She reminded herself of that deliberately. "There's enough park," Maren said. Ellis glanced at her. "Really?" She picked up the birthday candles. "We're not ruining Wren's day over 10 feet of concrete." The older brother smiled. "Smart lady." Maren stopped. Looked at him. For just a moment. Then kept walking. That was the first exit she offered him. He didn't know yet how many more he would get. Within 40 minutes, 2 men had become 7 people. 3 more ironclad shirts. 2 women. More chairs. More coolers. A portable speaker loud enough to swallow Wren's carefully constructed birthday playlist. Maren noticed. Did nothing. Beer bottles appeared. Noticed. Did nothing. One chair blocked the path the children were using between the pavilion and playground. Maren moved the gift table instead. Ellis watched her. "You're aggressively demonstrating personal growth. I'm imagining burying you under the mulch pile." "There she is." Maren cut the cake. Wren appeared at her elbow. "I want the corner." "You specifically requested the flower." "I've evolved." "Your cousin already called the corner." "I'm the birthday girl." "That's not how property law works." "I'm 9. Basically 10, I've heard." Wren grinned. Maren gave her the frosting flower anyway. "Don't tell Piper." "I'll deny everything." She ran off. Maren watched her go. Dark hair coming loose from its braid. Yellow dress already stained with grass. Happy. Completely oblivious to every adult problem within 20 yards. That was the point. Let the kid be a kid. Ellis had said it before the party started. It was the one rule their divorce had never touched. Then Biscuit escaped. The terrier belonged to Wren's 6-year-old cousin Piper. 17 pounds of nerves and poor judgment. Piper spotted Bubbles. Her hand opened. Biscuit launched. "Piper." Too late. The dog shot beneath one chair, clipped another, changed direction, and slammed directly into the folding gift table. One leg collapsed. Packages slid. A glass pitcher of lemonade hit concrete. Wren screamed. Maren was moving before the pitcher shattered completely. "Wren." "I'm okay." "Don't move." "Mom, stay still." Maren checked her hands. Arms. Shins. Sandals. No glass. No cuts. Just lemonade soaking the bottom of her dress. Wren's mouth trembled. "I'm okay." "I know." But Maren's pulse didn't know. Her hearing narrowed. Every edge became too sharp. She inhaled. 4. Exhaled. 4. Again. Nearby, somebody laughed. Her head snapped toward it. The older ironclad brother. Not laughing at Wren. One of his friends had said something. Maren's nervous system didn't care about context. Threat. No. Noise. Just noise. She forced the distinction. The younger brother caught Biscuit and handed the leash back to Piper's terrified mother. "Sorry." The older man heard. "For what?" "It's not even our dog." The younger man looked embarrassed. Maren noticed. She had assumed the dog belonged to their group. Wrong assumption. Important reminder. Not every read was correct. Piper's mother rushed forward. Oh my God. Ren, sweetheart, are you hurt? No. I am so sorry. It's okay, Maren said. And meant it. Accidents happened. Then the older man stepped through the spilled lemonade. See? He looked toward Ellis. Everybody survived. Ellis's jaw tightened. We're cleaning broken glass. Give us a minute. Whole lot of drama over lemonade. Maren stood. Nobody's making drama. He looked at her. There it was again. A tiny challenge looking for somewhere to grow. Maren had spent years around men who survived by never allowing tiny challenges to remain tiny. She'd also spent years becoming somebody who could. We just need some room for the kids, she said. Public park. Reserved pavilion. The man glanced at the sign. He had known all along. That clarified something. He stepped closer. Not aggressively enough for anybody to call it aggression. Close enough to make the distance intentional. I'm Duke. Maren hadn't asked. This is my brother Cole. Cole looked away. Maren. Duke smiled. See? Now we're neighbors. Neighbors respect property lines. Ellis looked at her. Maren knew. Too sharp. She exhaled. Move your chairs 3 feet. That's all. One of Duke's friends had lifted a phone. Maren saw it. So did Duke. His posture changed. Audience. That was when the situation became dangerous. Not because Duke suddenly wanted to hurt anyone. Because now walking away would cost him something he valued. Status. Cole saw it too. Duke. What? Let's just move. Duke stared at his younger brother. It's a kid's party, Cole said. Silence. Duke smiled. You scared of somebody's mom? No. Then quit acting like it. Cole's face hardened. Not at Maren. At himself. Maren understood the trap immediately. The need to prove you weren't afraid could make people far more dangerous than fear itself. She looked at Duke. Your brother's offering you an exit. Duke laughed. You think I need an exit from you? No. Maren picked up the cake box. I think everybody needs one before this becomes something stupid. She turned. Ren. We're moving the cake. Ellis followed. For 5 steps, it worked. Then Duke said, yeah. That's what I thought. Maren kept walking. Another step. Then, teach your kid not to scream over nothing while you're at it. Ren's hand tightened around Maren's fingers. Maren kept moving. That was harder than anything she'd do later. Mom? Yeah? Did I do something wrong? Maren stopped. Crouched. No. But he said, he's an adult behaving badly. Ellis crouched beside them. Adults are unfortunately allowed to be idiots. Ren gave him half a smile. Good. Then Maren saw Duke walking toward them. Slowly. Still choosing. That was worse than somebody charging. Hey, Ellis said. Duke ignored him. Don't talk about me to your kid. Maren stared at him. You talked about her. Don't twist my words. Go back to your table. Or what? Nothing. That answer stopped him. Maren stood. I'm leaving the conversation. You should let me. Duke looked almost offended by the absence of threat. She had given him another exit. He stepped through it in the wrong direction. He reached for her shoulder. Maren moved backward. Don't. He kept coming. His fingers closed on fabric. Everything inside her narrowed. Not disappeared. Narrowed. Hand. Forearm. Wait. Wet concrete. Ran behind Ellis. Maren caught Duke's forearm and turned out of his grip. Not perfectly. Not dramatically. He was heavier than she expected. His forward step hit the wet patch left by the lemonade. His foot slipped. Maren shoved him away. Duke went down onto one knee. Hard. The crowd reacted before either of them did. A sharp collective sound. Then silence. Duke looked up. Pain first. Humiliation second. Humiliation one. You bitch. He surged upright. Maren backed away. Duke, Cole said. His brother ignored him. Duke. Duke swung. Maren saw it. Too late. 6 years ago, maybe not. Today, too late. His forearm clipped the side of her head. A white flash crossed her vision. Maren stumbled into the picnic table. Someone screamed. Ella shouted her name. For a fraction of a second the park disappeared. Dust. Concrete wall. A radio voice. A doorway, no. Grass. Birthday cake. Wren. Now. She blinked. Duke came again. Training didn't make her calm. That was one of the lies people who'd never been afraid liked to tell. Training simply gave frightened hands a job. Maren moved sideways. Duke followed. Too angry. Too committed. She caught his arm and turned with him instead of trying to stop 200+ pounds head-on. The picnic table was between them. Duke crashed into its edge. Cup scattered. He stumbled. Maren immediately backed away. Stop. He didn't. Cole did. He grabbed Duke around the chest. Duke. Enough. For the first time, the younger brother sounded stronger than the older one. Duke threw him off. Ella stepped forward. Enough. Maren saw Duke's fist close. Saw Ellis's chin. Saw the distance. No. She pulled Ella sideways. Duke's swing passed through empty space. His already injured knee folded. He hit the ground again. This time he stayed there. Hands on concrete. Breathing hard. Maren stood 6 feet away. Her head rang. Old instinct screamed at her to close distance. Control his wrists. Control position. Remove uncertainty. She didn't. Instead she stepped backward. Hands open. Nobody touch him. Her own voice sounded strange. Then she heard, Mom? And nothing else mattered. Officer Elena Reyes arrived 8 minutes later. 4 different phones had recorded enough of the encounter that nobody's memory mattered as much as usual. Reyes watched every angle. Who initiated contact? Duke. Did Ms. Calloway attempt to disengage? Yes. Did Mr. Farrow pursue? Yes. Did she continue using force after he stopped advancing? No. Then Reyes approached Maren. You need medical attention. I'm fine. Not a question. Maren touched the swelling near her temple. Probably not. Reyes looked unimpressed. Sit down anyway. Maren did. After a moment, you served? Maren's stomach tightened. Yes. Reyes didn't ask the question everybody else usually asked next. What did you do? Where? Did you kill anyone? Instead, any history of concussion? Maren looked at her. 1. How long ago? Enough. Reyes nodded toward the paramedics. Let them check you. Maren appreciated her immediately. Across the pavilion, Duke sat with ice around his knee. Cole stood 20 feet away from him. Something between the brothers had broken. Maybe temporarily. Maybe not. Reyes returned after speaking with witnesses. The videos are straightforward. You tried to leave. He followed. You stopped when the threat stopped. Maren looked toward Ren. My daughter saw it. Reyes followed her gaze. Yeah. No motivational speech. No reassurance. Just recognition. Maren liked her more for that. Duke wasn't handcuffed and dragged away. Reality was less satisfying than the internet preferred. Statements would be reviewed. Medical reports collected. The city attorney would decide what followed. Before leaving, Cole stopped several feet from Maren. Miss Calloway? She looked at him. I'm sorry. Maren waited. My brother shouldn't have touched you. No. And I knew this was going bad before it happened. Maren said nothing. I should have stopped it. Probably. Cole nodded. No redemption arc. No instant friendship. No lesson neatly learned. He walked away. That was enough. The party had died. That hurt. Not the broken table. Not the money. The fact that Ren's 9th birthday now contained a man hitting her mother. They packed in silence. Ren climbed into Maren's Subaru holding the melted number 9 candle. Maren sat behind the wheel. Didn't start the engine. Mom? Yeah? Are you going to jail? That hurt worse than Duke's forearm. Maren turned. No. But you hurt him. He tried to hurt me. I tried to leave first. I saw. Maren waited. Ren turned the candle between her fingers. Then asked, have you done that before? Maren stopped. Not, how did you do that? Not, are you a fighter? Have you done that before? Yes. To bad guys? There was the easy answer. She didn't take it. People aren't always divided into good guys and bad guys. Ren frowned. Then why do they fight? Sometimes they're scared. Sometimes angry. Sometimes they make bad choices. Was that man bad? Maren looked toward the pavilion. Today he made bad choices. Ren considered that. Then, your face looked different. Maren knew. You looked like you weren't scared. Maren almost laughed. I was very scared. Ren stared at her. But you didn't look scared. Those aren't the same thing. Another pause. Was that Marine's stuff? The door she'd spent years keeping shut suddenly had a 9-year-old hand on the knob. Partly. What did you do? Maren wasn't ready. I'll tell you more when you're older. That's what grown-ups say when they don't want to answer. Correct. Ren finally smiled. Then looked at the candle. Can we still have cake? Maren's chest loosened. Absolutely. The next morning, Maren's phone began vibrating at 10:13. 7 messages. Then 15. 23. She opened the first. A video. MOM drops MMA gym owner at kid's birthday 2.1 million views. Maren went cold. Another clip, Marine MOM humiliates park bully. Another, don't mess with this MOM comments. Thousands. Then tens of thousands. Somebody posted her full name. Somebody found her landscaping company. Somebody found Ironclad. And then, a photograph. Maren in uniform. 29 years old. Helmet beneath one arm. For other people standing beside her. 2 of them dead now. One she hadn't spoken to in 7 years. Maren locked the phone. No. Ren walked into the kitchen wearing pajamas. Why's your phone doing that? Nothing. Too fast. Ren knew. Is it yesterday? Maren looked at her daughter. Yes. Am I in the videos? Maren's stomach dropped. Some clips blurred Ren. Some didn't. Yes. Ren's face changed. And Maren suddenly understood something important. The physical confrontation had lasted less than a minute. This could last years. The fight hadn't been the real storm. It had only opened the door. By noon, Ellis was at the house. Officer Reyes came 20 minutes later. You can't erase it, Reyes said. I know. We can request removal of clips prominently identifying Ren. Will they? Some. And the others? Reyes said nothing. Maren paced. Door. Window. Phone. Tablet. School. Business. Threats. Comments. Names. Locations. Every instinct she had wanted a perimeter. There wasn't one. Mare. Ellis. What? Stop. I'm thinking. No. She looked at him. You're hunting. That landed. You get that look when you think there's a problem you can force into submission. Maren wanted to deny it. Couldn't. Reyes put her notebook away. Document actual threats. Lock down Ren's information. Don't engage strangers. That's it? That's what you can control. Maren hated that answer. Which probably meant she needed it. Priya Nair arrived an hour later. 2 coffees. Prosthetic knee clicking softly against the floor. You look terrible. Thank you. I bring warmth wherever I go. Priya had been a combat medic while Maren had been deployed. They'd rediscovered each other years later in a VA support group neither had wanted to attend. Some friendships began with common hobbies. Theirs began with shared contempt for group breathing exercises. Priya sat. I watched it. Everybody did. You looked rusty. Maren stared. Priya smiled. Then stopped. You actually okay? No. Excellent. What? Means we skip the 20 minutes where you lie. Maren sat opposite her. The fight doesn't bother me. I know. Ren seeing it does. I know. The photo does. Priya waited. I spent 6 years trying to make sure she didn't have to know any of this. How's that strategy going? Maren looked at her. You're very bad at being supportive. I'm phenomenal. You just enjoy avoidance. Priya leaned forward. You didn't keep your past from hurting Ren. You kept your past from existing in front of her. She's 9. Exactly. Priya's voice softened. She doesn't need the whole truth. Maren looked upstairs. But she needs enough truth that strangers online don't get to explain her mother first. That was the sentence. The one Maren had been avoiding all morning. She knocked on Ren's door. Come in. Wren sat cross-legged on her bed. Tablet face down. You watched more. Wren nodded. Which one? The Marine Mom one. Maren sat. What do you want to ask? Wren thought. Then, why did you stop? Maren expected, how did you learn to fight? Did you kill anyone? Were you famous? Not this. Stop what? Being a Marine. Maren looked at the wall. Wren had drawn the two of them beside a purple horse. Because I got tired. From fighting? Partly. Did you get hurt? Yes. Wren looked toward Maren's left shoulder. That? Maren nodded. Did somebody hurt you? Yes. Did you hurt them? Maren considered the weight of truth. Not whether to tell it. How much her daughter could carry. Sometimes my job meant stopping people who were trying to hurt somebody else. Like yesterday. Different. Why? Yesterday I could walk away. Wren thought. And there? Maren swallowed. Sometimes we couldn't. Enough. Wren leaned against her. Maren stiffened. Then let herself soften. Are you scared people know? Wren asked. Yes. Why? Because people who don't know me are deciding what kind of person I am. That's dumb. Maren laughed. Profoundly. I know what kind you are. Do you? Annoying. Excellent. And your pancakes are bad. You're getting very brave. And you didn't let that man hurt Dad. Maren went quiet. Or me. No. Wren put her head against Maren's shoulder. So I don't care what strangers say. Maren closed her eyes. For 6 years she'd tried to protect Wren by making certain parts of herself invisible. Maybe she'd misunderstood the assignment. 2 days later, Officer Reyes forwarded a message from Cole. She did not give Cole Maren's number. Maren appreciated that detail. I don't expect a response. I wanted to apologize. Duke was wrong before he ever touched you and I knew it. I still went along with him because I was more afraid of looking weak in front of him than I was of doing something wrong. Everybody online is talking about how tough you were. That's not what I remember. I remember you trying to leave. I think that's the part everybody missed. Maren read the last 2 lines twice. For years she'd worried that if people saw what she could do, that would become all they saw. Cole had noticed the opposite. What she chose not to do. Maybe restraint left marks too. Just different ones. She wrote, apology accepted. You knew something was wrong before it became dangerous. Next time, trust yourself sooner. Take care. She sent it. No mentorship. No new friendship. No dramatic redemption. Enough. A week later, the internet had mostly found another stranger to examine. Maren's landscaping business received 67 new inquiries. She deleted every one beginning, "Are you the badass Marine mom?" She answered the requests about retaining walls. Duke accepted a misdemeanor assault plea. Ironclad Combat Club published a statement about behavior inconsistent with organizational values. Priya sent Maren a screenshot. Apparently getting knocked into a picnic table also violates organizational values. Maren laughed until she cried. She hadn't expected the crying part. Priya didn't comment on it. Another kindness. The following Saturday, Ellis came over to replace a broken section of backyard fence. Wren ran through the sprinkler. Maren held a post. Ellis checked the level. Little left. She moved it. Too far. She moved it back. Perfect. Maren looked at him. You enjoying this? More than I should. They tamped the soil. After a while Ellis said, remember Dad's sailboat? The one that leaked? It had character. It had water inside it. Boats traditionally do. Outside. Ellis ignored her. My dad used to talk about ballast. Maren looked at him. Weight low in the hull. Keeps the boat upright when the water gets rough. I know. I know you know. He packed dirt around the post. Just thinking. Historically dangerous. About you. Worse. He smiled. You've spent years trying to get rid of all the heavy parts. Maren didn't answer. Maybe some weight isn't there to sink you. He looked toward Wren. Maybe some of it keeps you upright. Maren followed his gaze. Wren was attempting to drink directly from the sprinkler. That's disgusting. Wren waved happily. Ellis went back to work. Maren looked at the fence post. For years she had thought healing meant becoming lighter. Drop enough weight. Forget enough. Stop enough reactions. Close enough doors. Become ordinary enough. But a boat without ballast wasn't free. It was unstable. The problem wasn't that she still carried weight. The problem had been believing she had to pretend it wasn't there. That evening, Maren made pancakes for dinner. They're burning, Wren said. They're caramelizing. They're black. Advanced caramelization. Thunder rolled somewhere beyond town. Maren heard it. Her shoulders tightened. Only slightly. Wren noticed. Storm? Probably. Big? Don't know. Wren looked outside. Can we watch? Maren almost said no. Then, sure. They carried plates to the porch. Rain began in scattered drops. Wren sat cross-legged on the swing. Lightning flickered beyond the trees. Thunder arrived several seconds later. Wren leaned against Maren. Not frightened. Just close. For years, Maren had believed her job was making sure the storm never reached her daughter. Impossible. Wrong. Storms came. Men lost their tempers. Birthday parties went wrong. Phones recorded things that weren't theirs. Old photographs resurfaced. Past lives found cracks in doors. You couldn't raise a child in a world without weather. You could only make sure she had somewhere steady when it came. Another flash. Thunder. Maren's body automatically measured the distance. Old habit. Still there. Maybe always. She noticed it. Didn't fight it. Didn't obey it. Just let it exist. Wren looked up. Mom? Yeah? You think that table at the park is still crooked? Maren laughed. Definitely. You needed a bigger bottle cap. 9 years old and suddenly an engineer. Basically 10. Right. The storm moved closer. The porch didn't move at all. Wren rested her head against Maren's shoulder. Maren put an arm around her. And for once, she didn't try to make herself lighter. She simply stayed where she was. Steady. While the rain came down,